It was a bit of a gut punch when Karai insisted on picking where we'd go first, as much as I normally appreciated her forging her own path forward with headstrong independence. The illusion said there was something she needed to do to commemorate her time as a watcher, which was understandable. After 1,000,000 years, of course she'd know best what she wanted to see. She shouldn't settle for my dumb ideas and be beholden to my whims with all she was going through. Still, I couldn't help but be upset. I'd wanted to choose something special.
Preston, have I upset you? Karai prompted.
I startled, guilt spreading across my face. No, I'm totally respectful of your choices and you knowing what's best for you. It's stupidly selfish that I wanted to be the one to do something nice for you, as if I'm the solution to everything that happened. Bah.
I am all yours after this is done. What I need to do is important to give to humanity, and I must face your judgment, she said aloud. I'm not immune to the 5D weapon, my love. If anything happened to me, it'd be selfish to take this knowledge with me.
What knowledge?
Everything I know. Your people came wanting answers about us and your creation, and it's in my power to grant them. You deserved it. This is to remind myself of my purpose here, that humanity means the universe to me. That remains unchanged.
You're taking a Q&A? I'm not sure you're up for that, hun. Karai laughed.
I'm providing all of my memories to human scholars. I can't carry the burden of what your people might think of me any longer, not on top of these new weights I've been saddled with. I was a cruel, idle god. It's time for the reckoning my conscience demands.
Not everyone, but I think most people will understand the dangers of tampering with our cultures and not letting us make our own path, even if they disagree.
Humans will see that I close myself off to your suffering.
Humans close ourselves off to other people's suffering all over the world. No one can help or care about everyone and everything. It's unfair to you.
Karai.
The Aleutian raised a hand.
Thank you for trying to console me. Let's warp over to the conference room and be done with it. For you to have all of human history at your fingertips, my days as a watcher might finally be meaningful.
I knitted my eyebrows together as Karai herded me through the portal she'd just opened and followed close behind. Researchers and famous professors, a few of whom I recognized from memeable documentaries, were gathered in an auditorium, since none of them appeared to have the nanobots in their bloodstream. I didn't know how they process her data. I stood still on the stage and waiting for the illusion to take charge. The reactions to our sudden appearance made my fellow humans seem more like frightened animals. Many leapt to their feet with startled expressions, huddling together for safety or scuttling back toward the door. For augmented reality, I could see their heart rate skyrocketing with fear. Judging by how many of them were sweating, they were already nervous. I could see the terror in their eyes as they surveyed Karai and myself.
Preston, can you make me less scary?
Karai asked. I stared at her for several seconds before shrugging. Sure, I know just the thing. The illusion yelped as I smacked her on the behind and rubbed my hands together with a devious grin. Karai gawked at me for several seconds before giving me a fiery look that told me I'd pay for that later. The gathered scholars paused, their reactions transitioning into confusion more than fear. One gawked at me with what looked like reprehension, waggling a finger as if telling off a child. That's entirely inappropriate. Grey alien, the rest of us don't stand for that kind of behavior, her knight in shining armor said. I grinned from ear to ear. Don't feel sorry for her, she likes it. I bet she's never had her ass spanked in public before. That's why I'm a better lover than any of y'all. I mean, do you know how hard it is to give a 1,000,000-year-old alien new experiences?
Two can play that game.
Behind me, Karai quietly levitated nanobots into a massive, floating hand that waved at the crowd. I only noticed when I turned around to see what they were laughing at.
Mine's bigger.
Jantanai, Jantanai. That means I love you in illusion, folks. See how thoughtful I am? I love you and would never hurt you. I'm a sweet little angel muffin, I exclaimed, raising my hands in front of me. You like my butt how it is. You wouldn't want to ruin it. Dents are bad.
Sometimes the lessons taught outweigh shallow desires.
No! Help me! Help a fellow human. I'll bribe you. I know a tin can you guys can have for free. A trash bucket that'd love to be rehomed. The illusion chased me around the stage with a giant moving hand until I finally allowed it to catch me and bump me over. I noticed the scholars slinking back to their seats, with their minds taken off their natural fears. The more relaxed smiles and bunched eyebrows said everything. The first hints of curiosity seemed to poke through, studying Karai beyond just lizard brain threat analysis. The Watcher seemed relieved not to scare them shitless anymore, and she stared out at the crowd with warm mirth. She could barely suppress her laughter. See? Bot humor diffuses everything. Just like I taught Mikri. I'm a middle school humor savant. The best Tavanka in Seoul.
Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry for my telepathic messages and the distress that must have caused, but I didn't think you'd believe me if I used email.
Karai's smile became more bittersweet, and she gazed at the crowd with moist eyes, heavy emotions choking her up.
I'm here to give you a record of all human history. I only ask that it's disseminated and transcribed in a way that it can be accessed by your entire people. You all deserve to understand your past.
I winked at her, trying to cheer her up. Least favorite empire?
The Earth-Space Union, of course. Your flag is ugly.
Who doesn't like ESU blue? That's a red flag.
Bad puns will make me muzzle you again,
Karai warned, before redirecting her attention to the audience.
I will leave the files, including my thoughts and sensory data, for when you have nanobots. For now, I've converted them all into human video format. I hope you'll find it enlightening to catalogue.
One of the academics gaped at her as she delivered the data to the personal devices of everyone in the room. You really witnessed all of human history? Including prehistoric times? This will be a first-hand account.
The Aleutian nodded. Correct. Let me offer a disclaimer that I couldn't watch everywhere at once. However, for important events, someone else saw them and I reviewed the footage. I suppose it's not all first-hand.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
I'm happy to be able to give your people a gift at long last. It'll also be a way for you to understand the Aleutians as we were, to make peace with our role in your past. You're all that's left that might remember us at all in a positive light. Perhaps you can find our history worth preserving, as it really was.
Another scholar hesitated, before swallowing and pointing a finger at Karai. Did you ever participate in abducting humans?
Certainly. I can't speak for my colleagues. I don't think they cared about your consent, but I only tested the precognitive abilities of willing subjects. Most thought I was a goddess at that time period, so you could make an argument that they couldn't give informed consent. I was enamored by your uniqueness, but it's valid if you find any experimentation unethical. I am sorry.
You can test this willing subject, I whispered in her mind. I like unethical.
Silence, she responded. As for our official reasons, we didn't want to let you pass through the gap without understanding the full effects on you. I played no role in the ramped-up tests that you know of, from when the judiciary believed you were destined to replace us. It's a mess, I'm afraid.
A professor with the stereotype screwball hair inched forward. What do you mean?
I mean that the Aleutians were complicated people, and I have no right to tell you how to feel about us. We were flawed, arrogant, thinking that we were perfect and elevated to the highest echelons of existence, but we went through life like driftwood on the sea. Over the course of our unending lifespans, we were numbed to everything, even the most basic human decency and passions.
You're not like that. Stop saying we, I protested.
I'm honest about what I am. I wanted to protect and love you. I clung to it, but now more than ever, I feel just like as much of a failure as the rest of my people. I thought I knew what was best for humans, that I didn't want you to turn out like us.
We didn't, hun. We have hair.
Karai sniggered before catching herself. I'm serious. It was a great honor to watch humanity grow up, but I think you'll be better watchers than I ever was. I'm sorry for everything that I let happen to you. I just wanted you to hear that, and for my memories to be in the right hands. May you all learn from our mistakes and find peace and prosperity.
The Aleutian turned away from the audience, and I stared at her deflated expression with concern. She opened a portal back to the military base with ease, and sat down on the sun-baked cement. Her inky eyes sealed shut. I knelt beside her and placed a hand on her back, unsure of how the fuck to comfort her. However, when her gaze reopened, Karai looked relieved, like the proverbial monkey was off her back. I tried to give her an encouraging, reassuring smile, and searched for the right words. Karai eviscerates herself with a level of self-hatred she's clearly held onto for a long time. Will it even matter if the majority of humanity isn't nearly as hard on her? Maybe she just needs to enjoy a quiet, normal life. There's no better watcher than you, I said gently. Look, I have more than one voyeur in my circle, and between you and Mikri, you can see who I romanticize. No one who spends a second in your brain can argue you don't have a good heart, no matter what they think of Aleutian policies and your other bullshit. Karai nodded to herself, as if reaffirming she made the correct decision.
I was there for all of it. I don't deserve the love of the species I love. Now they'll see the real me.
Then they better see the real you like I do. Can I please show you what I see in Karai the Watcher? It ties into the place where I wanted to take you.
I'll go anywhere with you. I would still like to experience some part of Earth's daily life, after all. And I wouldn't deny you your chance to impress me.
We're going then. Just give me a moment to set up the teleport, like I've been practicing with the coordinates. I know you could do it, but I want it to be a surprise.
I can be very patient. Go on, my love.
I stilled my nerves at the thought of this pivotal moment I had planned, knowing that my probability of success hinged on how well I could pull off my plan. There was no turning back once I started. There was no telling if Karai would be on the same page as me with everything she was going through right now. However, I hoped these coordinates could mean something to her and make it clear exactly when and why I fell for her. With everything transpiring in the multiverse now, I knew the future I wanted beyond a shadow of a doubt. My eyes still shut with determination, and after navigating through the teleportation setup, I input the chosen location for our special date.